Welcome to the 2013 FRC season.
Today we begin our ultimate ascent, a collective climb to new heights, new experiences, and new opportunities.
Before we launch into the intensity of the build season, take a moment and look around and appreciate the rare chance to work side by side with a group of very special people who are focused on the future, your future.
The secret of FIRST is not the game, and it's not the robots. The secret of FIRST lies in the positive, collaborative culture fueled by all the spectacular mentors we have here today and our many incredible sponsors. Thank you all.
We'll be back in a minute, but now, meet the MCs from last year's Chairman Award winning team 1114, the Symbotics, from St. Catharines in Ontario.
Brittany Shaw and Greg Robinson.
Thanks, Dean and Woody. We're completely pumped to be here.
Being on the Symbotics, we learned firsthand the power of being part of a team, and we're so grateful to have been part of FIRST, part of something bigger than ourselves. That's what this year's FIRST Kickoff is all about.
We're proud to be representing the Symbotics who won the Chairman's Award. Here's what it looked like in St. Louis at the championship last year. It was amazing.
This might be the best part of being chairman of FIRST. Actually, it is the best part of being chairman of FIRST. And there are a lot of great things about being chairman of FIRST. The Chairman's Award is FIRST's most prestigious award, period.
The Chairman's Award has been a culmination of 10 years of hard work for our team. So for us to hear our name, I didn't even know what to do, how to react. It was a rush of emotion, of happiness, but at the same time, tears were flowing. I just wanted to find the nearest teammate. All the students I mentored, just hug them all. It was absolutely amazing.
We've worked so hard towards this award, and it's just a great experience.
Put your heart into this, and you can achieve anything.
Well, congratulations to all of you. We're here at the 2012 FRC Finals with the Chairman's Award winners. How does it feel? Awesome! You exemplify with your mentors and your coaches and your sponsors the epitome of what FIRST is trying to do.
The greatest part of a FIRST competition is working hard with your team, committing to solving problems together and making it all work. It's about the team belonging to the larger community. That's what makes FIRST unique.
Talking about the larger community, Blair was supposed to join us. Blair, where are you?
Clearly, I took a wrong turn. Don't let this happen to you. Make sure you use the correct zip code on your robot crate. FedEx, bring me home!
Hi, I'm Lisa Daniel, and I have a cool job at FedEx. We handle all the donated shipping for the company, and FIRST Robotics is the second largest program that we're involved with. We've had a long relationship with FIRST Robotics, starting with our chairman, Fred Smith, being approached by Dean Kamen at the very beginning of the program. We salute the young people that are involved with science and technology, and we celebrate our future heroes. We are proud to be a part of the new cool.
And now here's a guy who travels the world for FIRST and knows no boundaries. Dean.
As a kid, pretty early, probably at the beginning of my high school years, the intersection of my interest in how the world works, physics, math, and how does stuff work, how do products work, and the idea that I wanted to make money and didn't want to spend all summer mowing lawns. Could I create some technology that would be valuable enough that after I spent my time and my money making it, that if I sold it to people, I'd make a profit? I realized if I could build little boxes with little amplifiers that I could sell to local bands and other kids that wanted light shows, I could put these things together for a few bucks. By the end of the summer, I was selling enough of these boxes that I was making many thousands of dollars. And that's in a day when a good summer job would give you 40 or 50 bucks a week. My mentors, my father, who told me, find something you love to do and do it really well. If you do it in a better way than anybody else has, the world will pay you for it. It's a win-win. It's a win-win-win. The world gets a solution to their problems. You get to do something you love, and you make a living and make a lot of money. My older brother was a mentor of mine. Math and science are hard to learn for everybody. But he convinced me it's worth doing. He convinced me that if I stayed with it, it would be valuable to me and I could become somebody that delivers valuable solutions to the world. And I ended up developing a lot of those solutions so that he could do his research, that he could deliver therapies. My brother's a pediatric oncologist, a cancer specialist. Fortunately, very, very few babies are born with cancer. So we were building all these special pumps because it's a very limited market. But suddenly, we were given the opportunity to make some relatively small changes in the engineering of these little pumps and deliver insulin. And unlike pediatric cancer, the need for insulin is at the other extreme. It's probably the most common drug delivered for chronic treatment of a major, major population. There are many, many tens of millions of people with diabetes around the world. So we started building those pumps, and as they say, the rest is history. In my case, of course, my brother gave me the confidence to work hard at science and technology. I hope that a whole generation of kids in this country are going to learn from their mentors, the way I learned from my brother, that hard work and focused effort on things that may seem a little difficult and daunting to do can give you career options that are so exciting, you'll see it was worth it. We've been working on a water project now for 15 years. But since lack of access to clean water is the #1 health problem in the world, it kills more than 2 million people a year, mostly kids under 5 years old, to not have clean water. We thought 15 years is a small price to pay. Next year, we could be producing and delivering 1 billion liters of water, clean, safe water. When we packaged up this solution to turn any water into pure water and delivered it as a real engineering solution to a horrible problem, and we got video back of kids in Ghana drinking water that was just gushing out of these little slingshot machines, everybody at DECA just sat there and looked at this and realized the 15 years was worth it. Education is about the most valuable thing anybody can invest their time in. It comes in many different forms, and some people, it's a PhD. For some people, they've spent their life, like as my father did, learning to draw and to create. Education comes in a lot of different forms. It's very personal. The only way to do it well is to spend a lot of time at it. But I realize the bigger problem in this country isn't that nobody has access to science and technology. The bigger problem is that kids are enormously distracted. If I could just somehow ignite a little interest in kids that might not otherwise think about it, in understanding the world, understanding science, understanding mathematics, understanding technology. We need kids to understand at an early age that they should be putting as much passion and as much energy into becoming good at thinking and problem solving and embracing science and mathematics and engineering as they are willing to put all their time and effort and energy into becoming good at some sports. Why don't we take all the trappings of sports and wrap them around the sport that will build the muscle hanging between their ears? And what if we could make a sport more attractive and more appealing to more kids than the other things they do? It's the sport where one of the things they learn is how the world works, the rules. And we might create the next kid that does something unbelievable. While I have you, one more thing. I have to remind you about another one of our bright ideas at FIRST, the LED light bulbs. Thanks to the partnership with Google, we were able to have teams raise over $1 million selling these bulbs over the last couple of years. And with our continuing support from Google, the cost of the bulbs is even lower this year. Get out and sell the bulbs. You'll raise money for your teams, you'll get more community awareness for FIRST, and you'll help the environment. Thanks to Google, thanks for the teams, let's do it.
One of the most powerful things about FIRST is that it doesn't matter how old you are. From elementary school through high school and beyond, FIRST is there for us.
It's the sponsors, volunteers, and mentors that make it possible for each and every one of us, of any age, to come on board. FIRST prepares us to be world-class citizens at every level by providing a passionate, supportive, and caring community.
Helping create these opportunities for all of us are Kickoff sponsors, PTC and NASA.
Thank you, Brittany and Craig. One of the things I like most about FIRST is the transformation that each of you will experience this year. You'll create, innovate, build, and compete. You'll grow by strengthening your real-world engineering know-how. You'll transform yourself into someone that colleges will want to enroll and into someone that our 27,000 customers will want to employ. At PTC, we're proud to be part of your transformation and to be a strategic partner of FIRST. Good luck this season.
Hi, I'm John Grunsfeld, Head of Science at NASA. I've had the privilege of flying 5 times on the Space Shuttle, including 3 flights to service the Hubble Space Telescope. I congratulate all of you for participating in this year's FIRST Robotics Competition. Teamwork is the best formula for success, and this competition is more than just a game. This experience will highlight what you will encounter in science and technical careers: engineering, design, construction, real deadlines, and of course, working in teams. This competition will also be similar in many ways to how we designed, built, and tested the NASA Mars Curiosity rover, now exploring on the Red Planet. Being part of a team that builds something like Curiosity takes the same kind of ingenuity and creative problem solving that you will face in designing your robots to face this year's challenge. NASA looks forward to seeing the innovative solutions you develop and seeing how your creativity might help inspire development of our future spacecraft systems. Good luck, work hard, and above all, have fun.
We understand Chief Robot Inspector Al Skirkowitz had some early exposure to the rules of this year's game, and we want to know what his first impression is. Al, your thoughts?
Yeah, we've been working really hard on the robot rules this year. Look for some significant changes in the bumper rules and the electrical rules. We don't need this year. You can put it back in the warehouse. We're shipping this instead. You guys weren't supposed to hear that. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Al. That was interesting. We're looking forward to figuring out what that was all about.
Change is constant in FRC, but there are enduring life lessons all around, and you don't have to look too hard. Woody is always reminding us what's important. Here's Woody.
Let's talk about gracious professionalism. In many ways, it's the heart and the soul of FIRST. Simply put, a big deal.
Pay attention to the professor. He's right. When Woody first used those words in the first Kickoff, I said more. And the FIRST community has embraced gracious professionalism for over 20 years.
Thank you. The term was coined to describe the behavior of a bunch of MIT students who were competing like crazy, but also helping each other. Because of you, that behavior has spread like wildfire throughout FIRST. In FLL's Senior Solutions Challenge, members of the Electric Pineapples liked the folks they met while doing research at the Fairfax Nursing Center. They decided to become bingo game helpers and to conduct fundraising projects to buy holiday gifts for their new elderly friend. FTC teams MASH and the Sprouts met recently at the Ms. Daisy Ramp Riot competition. The Sprouts were there to take notes about how to build a robot. MASH said, let's just do it now. So they worked together, built a new robot, and the two teams ended the day as the winning alliance in the finals. At the 2009 Greater Kansas City FRC Regional, after the robot had been unloaded for the event, thieves stole Panther Robotics' trailer with tools and important extra parts. An expensive loss that could have ended the competition for them. But thanks to Team 525, it was not over. They heard what happened and gave the Panthers the balance of the gift cards donated to the Kansas City regional teams. Over 20 other teams joined by donating their cards and some cash, and MasterCard upped the ante by replacing the donated cards. I see lots of these examples every year at FIRST. Clearly, gracious professionalism is contrary to what is promoted by many parts of our culture today. It's nothing like reality TV or bullying. It's not about greed or ruthless competition. It is sometimes really hard. You gotta put we ahead of me. It is not sticky sweet or simple, and it's both from the heart and the mind. It's sort of like wise kindness. The gracious part has to do with empathy, helping, sympathy. The professionalism part has to do with knowledge, wisdom, judgment. Gracious, you probably know in your heart instinctively, but note that it must not be confused with pity or condescension or believing yourself to be better than someone else. So let's talk about professionalism. When you learn something, you likely did so with the help of others. The others may include your parents, your friends, your first competitors, your teachers. But the others also include Galileo, Einstein, Newton, Curie, and also folks like Jane Goodall, Mahatma Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, Rachel Carson. The point is that our professional knowledge comes from the brilliance of others. We're all standing on the shoulders of giants, and we owe others a lift. With the privilege of knowing comes the responsibility of integrity. Society simply does not work unless people can trust those who have special knowledge. If you're a physician, you help your patients. If you're a parent, you help your children. If you're an engineer, you make life better for the people using the things you produce. A professional is in a trusted position. Gracious professionals are simply good, smart people doing good, smart things. And the benefit of gracious professionalism is shared between the giver and the receiver. Obviously, they both win. When we do something nice for others, the giver wins with a boost in rational self-esteem. And here's a fact. Science is teaching us that the giver also wins because our bodies release endorphins and other good stuff into the brain. A third, more subtle but important benefit is that through practicing gracious professionalism, it becomes part of the way you define yourself. If the GP habit gets started and moves into your subconscious, it can be a major asset in everything you do in life. It can be as important as being observant or curious or even creative. Yet another important benefit is that being graciously professional will attract other gracious professionals. That is the right crowd. For work, play, or any kind of life partnership, you want to be with those folks.
I got hooked on FIRST when I was 4. It's what my family does. My older brothers were competitors and I was their team mascot, a role I cherish to this day. My brothers went off to college and the baton was handed to me. When I was 9, we had FIRST Lego League competitions in our basement. Then we got our school board to start an FLL program. I graduated to FRC where my passion for engineering grew. Now I'm delighted to say that I'm studying mechanical engineering. FIRST is the reason I'm here. Engineering classes are not easy, but my wonderful mentors have really given me a head start. They taught me that I should aim to be a special kind of engineer, what BU calls a societal engineer, essentially a gracious professional. I'm expected to make big positive impacts in the world. That's why I joined this community. Hanging with great people is the best thing you can do for yourself. Thank you, FIRST.
Thank you again, FIRST community. We are just getting started.
There's so much you can get from being a part of FIRST. A bunch of our teammates have even won scholarships. Here's Samantha Hay from Northeastern University and Team 1073.
I'm an industrial engineering major at Northeastern University in Boston, and I wouldn't be here if I hadn't won a FIRST Robotics Scholarship. I bet lots of you are starting to think about life after high school. Did you know that there are over 800 individual scholarship opportunities available specifically for students who participate in FIRST? That's over $16 million worth waiting out there for you to apply for. Last year, 1 out of every 4 applicants received an offer. Those odds are off the charts. There are more than 150 different colleges, corporations, and associations involved, but no worries. The stuff you need to get started is easy to find on the FIRST Scholarship page. You guessed it, usfirst.org/scholarships. If you're not quite sure what you want to study, don't worry. While many awards are for specific programs, others are for any concentration you choose. Securing scholarship offers is like building a robot in one way. The devil's in the details. So be sure to check out the FIRST Scholarship page, and maybe I'll see you on campus in the fall.
Thanks, Samantha. And not everyone knows about the Dean's List. In 2011, the Kamen family introduced a new award honoring FIRST Superstar students, the Dean's List students. Each team has them. Your team's job is to nominate 2 examples of the best of FIRST.
The superstars of FIRST. The Dean's List students know how important the mission of FIRST is.
I wouldn't miss this for the world. Being around all you guys represent the leaders. You come to US FIRST and you're like, what? Man, what are you talking about? This is the future of America right here. And thank you guys so much for your dedication. You guys make me proud.
Colleges and universities love Dean's List students.
I remember very well the Dean's List winner that came to Yale in 2010, Caitlin Morey, and the characteristics of leadership she showed both in the classroom, in her FIRST team, and in her community were some of the things that we're looking for.
One of the real ethics in our student body is that students help each other, and in fact they make each other better. And that is, of course, one of the core values of FIRST, and it's embodied in the Dean's List finalists and winners, because what you have done is make your teammates better.
I'm proud to say that our enrolling freshman class typically includes more than 10% students with FIRST participation. Last year's freshman class included 3 Dean's List winners out of last year's 10.
Teams, honor your best and your brightest by nominating them for the Dean's List Award. And for college admissions, it is best to honor juniors because, as you just heard, schools love Dean's List Award winners, all of them.
And for all of us, especially the Dean's List winners, become active alumni.
What I like about the Dean's List in selecting the students for this thing is the outreach, going into the community, helping children, helping each other, and the promise of forevermore being part of FIRST.
Hi teams, I'm Kate.
And I'm Colin.
We're the FRC Kit Aparts team. We're getting ready for the upcoming season. We're going to tell you about some really exciting updates to the kit. First off, to all of you who fill out the Kit Aparts survey after the season, we can't thank you enough. We review all the feedback and incorporated some of your suggestions this season. Thank you to the 2013 suppliers. Your generosity is key to FIRST. The Electronic Component Industry Association has been helping their members donate individual components of the control system boards. The supplier network is bigger than it's ever been.
The kit distribution model continues to evolve. Once again, the kit is broken into 3 separate categories: Kickoff, First Choice, and Virtual. Until this year, every team received a drive base as part of their Kickoff kit, but this year veteran teams were given an option. They were able to choose between receiving the Kit Aparts drive system or a product donation voucher to AndyMark for $450. Nearly 700 teams chose the voucher. We've added new items to the Kickoff kit from 3M, including a variety of adhesives, electrical tape, terminals, and cabling.
We're continuing to add more items to First Choice each year and moving some of the less frequently used items from the Kickoff kit to First Choice. For example, this year, all of the pneumatic components are in First Choice. Also new this year, First Choice ordering opened to registered and paid teams on December 10th.
The virtual kit is also growing. We have product donation vouchers in the kit again. Most of the voucher codes are in TIM. Just like First Choice, a majority of these vouchers were available to teams on December 10th.
And for the first time, there are now 3 distinct legal motor controllers for FRC: the Jaguar, Victor, and the new Talon. The Talon comes from Cross the Road Electronics. It has the smallest footprint of all 3 and is the only one that's sealed.
The Victor and Jaguar are available this year from Innovation First. The Victors have been in FRC the longest, but have been upgraded this year to have a more linear response. The Jaguars are CAN capable, and the boards inside are now conformal coated. You won't receive any motor controllers in the black tote. Instead, you'll receive a voucher, which allows you to choose 2 Victors or Jaguars from Innovation First.
We're excited to offer 2 different types of simulations this year. Diamond Bullet Studios is back to offer a virtual 2013 game to help you develop strategy. In addition, National Instruments has developed a C-Rio simulator to help programmers develop and test code. No more waiting until week 6 to test your code.
The game manual and Q&A apps are updated, and don't miss the field tour videos on the FRC manual page. We're looking forward to a great season.
Good luck, teams. We're coming down on belay.
Welcome to the 2013 FIRST Robotics Competition, and this year's game, Ultimate Ascent. Ultimate Ascent is played on a 27 by 54-foot field. Alliances of 3 teams each operate their robots from behind alliance walls at the ends of the field. 4 scoring goals are located in each alliance wall, located at 3 different heights. Each alliance wall also has feeder stations located at the ends of the wall. 2 large pyramids occupy the middle of the field, about a third of the way from the alliance walls. Each pyramid has 3 rungs leading up to the top, which can be climbed by the robots. At the summit of the pyramid is an additional scoring goal. Ultimate Ascent is played with standard flying discs of 3 different colors. The objective is to score as many discs as possible in the goals at the far end of the field. The harder the goal is to hit, the more points it's worth. Robots can track the reflective vision targets around each goal, allowing them to target goals from anywhere on the field. The match begins with each robot in contact with the pyramid at the far end of the field. Robots can be preloaded with up to 3 discs each. A 15-second autonomous period starts the match. During the autonomous period, robots can score discs using pre-programmed instructions. Every end goal scored during the autonomous period scores double points as a bonus. At the end of this period, human drivers step forward to take the controls. As the teleoperated period starts, teams command their robots to score as quickly as possible. Discs can be scored by throwing or placing them into the goals. Robots can hold up to 4 discs at one time. After gathering discs, they can try to score from anywhere on the field. Human players enter discs onto the field by passing them through slots in the feeder stations. Robots in the loading zone are protected from interference by their opponents while they receive discs. But robots not touching this safe zone have to deal with defending opponent robots. Near the end of the match, human players can throw discs onto the field and try to score. At the same time, robots drive to their pyramids and start to climb for bonus points. The higher they climb, the more points they will receive. Robots can climb up the sides or the corners of the pyramid, but they have to remain there as the game ends to collect their bonuses. Good luck, and we'll see you at the competitions.
Now, here's the code. See you out there.
Hi everybody, back by popular demand, I'm Derek, Mechanical Engineering Manager.
And I'm Matt, Electrical Engineering Manager. Once again, we are here to guide you around the official playing field for Ultimate Ascent.
Our first stop is the pyramid. Each alliance has one pyramid that is located adjacent to its auto line. The pyramids are powder-coated red or blue to indicate which alliance they belong to. Hopefully your robot will climb the pyramid for bonus points at the end of the match.
The pyramid has 3 rungs on each side that the robot can use to climb. Each rung is made of a steel tube. The rungs are located at 30, 60, and 90 inches from the ground. The levels are important to understand for scoring.
Level 1 goes from the floor to the top of the first rung. Level 2 goes from the top of the first rung to the top of the second. And Level 3 goes from the top of the second rung to the top of the third. The rungs attach at each corner with a gusset plate to create a knuckle.
Check out this bump. Underneath the pyramid is a set of steel base plates and wood floor protectors. Each are covered by carpet to further protect the floor. Together, the floor protector and the carpet create a small lip around the pyramid.
There's a goal at the top of the pyramid that we'll discuss more in the goals video, but be aware of the bottom of the goal so it isn't in your way while climbing.
That's all for this episode. Good luck this year.
Welcome back everybody. I'm Derek and this is Matt, and these are the goals for Ultimate Ascent.
The big thing to remember is that your goals, the goals you want to score in, are on the opposite end of the field from your drivers. Each alliance has 4 kinds of goals: low, middle, high, and pyramid.
Your low goal is between your opponent player station and feeder station. Your middle goals are above the outside player stations, and the high goals are above the center player station.
The goals all have chains to help slow down flying discs.
The pyramid goal is a polycarbonate and metal framed basket with a post sticking out of the top to support the chains.
Each goal is marked by a vision target.
Baskets help keep the discs in the goal.
This year, we're using weight sensors to keep score. They're calibrated throughout the event by the FTA. Officials will score the pyramid goal manually.
Once a disc enters the goal, it stays there until the end of the match.
That covers it. Next up, Behind the Alliance Wall. Welcome to Episode 3, Behind the Alliance Wall. I'm Matt, and I'm joined by Derek to show you what to expect in the player stations.
Each alliance has 3 identical player stations. Each team gets its own player station with a shelf for their operator console. The shelf has a 2-inch strip of hook and loop tape, loop side up, centered on it.
There's an Ethernet cable that connects you to the field management system and allows you to control your robot during the match.
The starting line is 4 feet behind the alliance wall. Everyone has to stay behind it during autonomous mode. There's no back line this year, but you must stay on the carpet during the match.
The match starts with 45 white and 6 colored discs in each alliance station.
The feeder stations are made of clear polycarbonate outlined in your color. Watch out for the scoring equipment for the low goal.
Each player station has a string of LEDs. Green lights mean it's safe for people to enter the field. When the lights go off, the match is about ready to begin and you must exit the field immediately. Yellow lights mean your robot's climb has been ruled invalid by a ref.
Now you've seen Behind the Alliance Wall. Be sure to check out all of our other field tour videos.
Let's talk about vision targets. We're going to take you on a tour of the retroreflective parts of the field that can be used for tracking with a light source and camera. Retroreflective materials reflect light directly back to the source. This tape doesn't seem reflective to the naked eye, but if your light source is adjacent to your camera lens, it has a dramatically different appearance.
Each goal is highlighted by a border of silver retroreflective tape. It was donated by 3M. You've seen it used on firefighting apparel. It's really similar to the tape we used last year. Still, we wanted to make sure you are aware in case your 2013 implementation needs tweaking. Only your testing will tell you for sure. This shouldn't be too difficult since the tape will be in the kit of parts.
There's a 4-inch border around each low, middle, and high goal. The pyramid goal has a 4-inch wide alignment marks at the center of each opening, and the post is covered with retroreflective tape.
The seams between the player stations have 4-inch strips of tape. That's it for the Vision Target Tour. Check out our next project, field netting. We're back and excited to share the details on field netting with you guys. Discs can hurt. The net will help keep them on the field where they belong.
The net is made of 5-inch black nylon squares. We'll rig it just outside each guardrail. There will be an easily removable section to help field reset go smoothly.
We'll try to set the net 3 feet back from the field border, but each venue is different and it might need to be set as close as 1.5 feet from the field.
The rules prohibit robots from contacting anything outside the field border. But this is a new feature, and we want to make sure you're aware of it as you design your robot. Getting caught in the net could result in your robot being disabled, so please take extra caution to avoid these hazards.
That's it for the field netting discussion. Next up, the field management system. Hi, I'm Derek. Welcome to our tour of the field management system, or FMS. It's the backbone of the arena's scoring and communication system, and we hope this video makes it more transparent to you. All this detail is covered in the FMS white paper released by FIRST and announced in Frank's FRC blog last August.
The FMS encompasses all the controls for the field, creating match schedules, managing all field hardware, scoring the matches in real time, posting information to the audience screen, and posting results to the web.
Controlling an FRC robot requires two core components: a robot with an onboard C-RIO controller and the operator's netbook running the FRC driver station software. The FRC robot control system is built such that the driver station is the master controller. In other words, the status and actions of the robot are determined by commands from the driver station. Communication from the driver station can go one of three ways: using the radio in the netbook, a separate radio like the access point used on the playing field, or through a tether.
On the competition field, communication packets from a driver station are routed through the managed switches in the station control cabinet and Scorpion case to the field access point, which then transmits the packets wirelessly to the appropriate robot.
The FMS software communicates with each driver station via the field network and employs team-specific VLANs to isolate each team's data traffic. The FMS software does not communicate with the robots directly. Instead, FMS gathers data from the driver station about the robot's status and tells the driver station which state and mode the robot should be in, as well as the player station position and alliance color. If you see your team's stack light flashing during a match, that indicates that FMS does not think your driver station has a connection to your robot. There are two main ways for this condition to occur. The driver station is not communicating with FMS, or the driver station is telling FMS that it cannot communicate with the robot.
The FMS software configures the managed switches and access point before each match to ensure the data and communications for each team is kept separate from others. Specifically, each team has its own VLAN within which all data is passed. The characteristics of a VLAN ensure that the command packets from one team's driver station do not cause a response on another team's robot. These VLANs exist on both the wired and wireless side of the playing field's network. This is why, for example, it's necessary for a team in blue player station number 1 to connect their driver station into the corresponding cable for that station. On the wireless side of the network, the VLANs are configured in the field access point by broadcasting an SSID for each of the 6 teams on the field, each with its own encryption passkey. These VLANs are configured prior to the start of each match so that only the 6 teams assigned in FMS may operate on the field. This is why it's necessary to configure your D-Link radio at the kiosk at each event your team attends.
Once the process of setting up all the VLANs on the playing field is complete, through a process FRC calls match pre-start, the FMS starts sending out command packets to the 6 driver stations. When a team plugs their driver station into the Ethernet cable for their assigned player station, the driver station receives these command packets from FMS and switches over into FMS mode. At this point, FMS Connected is displayed on the driver station operation tab. When in FMS mode, the driver station continues to serve as the master controller for the robot, but state and mode are dictated by the FMS. The FMS tells the driver station what to do, and the driver station then tells the robot.
You can use practice mode at home to simulate match timing. FMS mode is used when you're connected to the field network. The two modes do have some differences, but the majority of the functions are identical. Both operating modes step through the same states, which are listed and described in more detail in the FMS white paper.
In practice mode, unplugging a joystick will result in the robot being switched to disabled. This is designed to be a safety feature, as the robot may be running in a variety of environments that might not be equipped with barriers to safely contain the robot. Unplugging a joystick in FMS mode will not result in the robot being disabled. If a joystick becomes disconnected, simply plugging it back in will not result in it returning to normal operation. The user must press F1 on the driver station to manually rescan the USB interface to redetect the joystick. More details are included in the FMS white paper. Finally, the network port used by the driver station to send command packets to the robot is different in practice mode from the one used in FMS mode. Details about network ports open on the playing field are included in the FMS white paper and the arena section of the FRC game manual.
The practice field at your event isn't integrated into the FMS at all. It uses a different access point and doesn't employ VLANs. In fact, if you want to operate without a tether on the practice field, you'll need to use a FIRST supplied radio that's configured specifically to operate with a practice field access point.
So far, we've been talking about infrastructure that's been in place for a few years. However, we want to make you aware of some differences being implemented for the 2013 season.
First, we've incorporated bandwidth limiting. Each team has a bandwidth limit of 7 megabits per second while on the competition field. We strongly recommend that you incorporate this bandwidth limit for practice at home to mimic the FMS environment. Details on how to do this and more information are included in the FMS white paper.
Second, the FMS now gives control and status packets the highest priority on the network. What this means is that even though teams may be using more network bandwidth, robot control and status packets are prioritized over other user data, like camera feeds.
Third, we've changed the antenna used on the field access point. The new antenna provides improved signal strength and is directionally focused on the playing field.
We hope this helps you understand the conditions to expect when on the field and how they may differ from the conditions at home or the practice field. Good luck.
Welcome back to our tour of the 2013 FRC field. I'm Matt.
I'm Derek, and this is Colin. This clip focuses on the belay system we'll use to safely lower robots down from the pyramid.
The belay system is made up of climbing ropes that connect to your robot with carabiners. Make sure you have mounting points for the carabiners or someplace to choke the line on your robot that are centered and accessible. Robot inspectors will be looking for this key safety feature. Only designated field volunteers will operate the belay system. Our goal is always to keep people, robots, and the field safe.
That's the belay system. Good luck, teams.
Hi teams, I'm Kate.
And I'm Colin.
We're the FRC Kit of Parts engineers. Here's an update on the 2013 Kit of Parts. To all of you who fill out the Kit of Parts survey after the season, we can't thank you enough. We review all the feedback and have incorporated some of your suggestions this season. Thank you to our 2013 suppliers. Your generosity is key to FIRST.
The kit distribution model continues to evolve. It's broken into 3 separate categories: Kickoff, First Choice, and Virtual. Until this year, every team received a drive base as part of their Kickoff kit. This year, veteran teams had an option. They were able to choose between receiving the Kit of Parts drive system or a product donation voucher to AndyMark for $450. Nearly 700 teams chose the voucher. Thanks to our partnership with AndyMark and Gates, we were able to change the drive system from chains to belts this year. You'll also notice that the 2013 drive system allows the robot to be configured in 2 different ways to meet the new robot size requirements.
There are many new items to the Kickoff kit. 3M donated a variety of adhesives, electrical tape, terminals, cabling, and retro-reflective material. Rookie teams received enough fabric to make their bumpers, and veteran teams received samples. Also new this year is the radio you'll use to communicate with your robot. You all received a DAP 1522 Rev B in your Kickoff kit. The Rev A is no longer welcome on the field. Also, when you use your radio, make sure you use the converter and plug it into the 12-volt regulated port on the power distribution board.
There are new motors in the kit this year. Innovation First donated a new mini sim and bag motor to your Kickoff kit. In First Choice, AndyMark added 2 different varieties of the PG gear motor. Automotive Recyclers Association members from across the country have donated window motors for teams to use, and we've added some sim motors to First Choice. In the virtual kit, you now have even more options from the BaneBots voucher when choosing which motor best suits your robot.
We've added even more items to First Choice this year and moved less frequently used items from the Kickoff kit to First Choice. For example, this year, all pneumatic components are in First Choice. Clippard recognized that many teams were using plastic air tanks instead of metal ones, so they designed and donated a plastic tank for FRC. Other new items include color sensors and donated parts from IGUS, Ruland, and Triangle Manufacturing. New this year, First Choice ordering opened to registered and paid teams on December 10th.
The virtual kit is also growing. We have product donation vouchers in the kit again. Most of the voucher codes are in TIMS. Just like First Choice, a majority of these vouchers were available to teams on December 10th.
For the first time, there are 3 distinct legal motor controllers for FRC: the Jaguar, Victor, and the new Talon. The Talon comes from Cross the Road Electronics, and a limited number were donated to First Choice. It has the smallest footprint, and it's sealed.
The Victor and Jaguar are available this year from Innovation First. The Victors have been in FRC the longest, but have been upgraded this year to have a more linear response. The Jaguars are CAN capable, and the boards inside are now conformal coated. You didn't receive any motor controller in the black tote. Instead, you received a voucher that will allow you to choose 2 Victors or Jaguars from Innovation First.
We are excited to offer 2 different types of simulations this year. Diamond Bullet Studios is back with the virtual version of the 2013 game. National Instruments has developed a C-RIO simulator to help programmers develop and test code. No more waiting until week 6 to test your code.
For more information on the kit, please visit the Kit of Parts homepage.
Good luck, teams. Hi, teams. I'm Kate.
And I'm Colin.
We're the FRC Kit of Parts engineers. Here's an update on the 2013 Kit of Parts. To all of you who fill out the Kit of Parts survey after the season, we can't thank you enough. We review all the feedback and have incorporated some of your suggestions this season. Thank you to our 2013 suppliers. Your generosity is key to FIRST.
The kit distribution model continues to evolve. It's broken into 3 separate categories: Kickoff, First Choice, and Virtual. Until this year, every team received a drive base as part of their Kickoff kit. This year, veteran teams had an option. They were able to choose between receiving the Kit of Parts drive system or a product donation voucher to Andy Mark for $450. Nearly 700 teams chose the voucher. Thanks to our partnership with Andy Mark and Gates, we were able to change the drive system from chains to belts this year. You'll also notice that the 2013 drive system allows the robot to be configured in 2 different ways to meet the new robot size requirements.
There are many new items to the Kickoff kit. 3M donated a variety of adhesives, electrical tape, terminals, cabling, and retro-reflective material. Rookie teams received enough fabric to make their bumpers, and veteran teams received samples. Also new this year is the radio you'll use to communicate with your robot. You all received a DAP 1522 Rev B in your Kickoff kit. The Rev A is no longer welcome on the field. Also, when you use your radio, make sure you use the converter and plug it into the 12-volt regulated port on the power distribution board.
There are new motors in the kit this year. Innovation First donated a new mini sim and bag motor to your Kickoff kit. In First Choice, Andy Mark added 2 different varieties of the PG gear motor. Automotive Recyclers Association members from across the country have donated window motors for teams to use, and we've added some sim motors to First Choice. In the virtual kit, you now have even more options from the BaneBots voucher when choosing which motor best suits your robot.
We've added even more items to First Choice this year and moved less frequently used items from the Kickoff kit to First Choice. For example, this year, all pneumatic components are in First Choice. Clippard recognized that many teams were using plastic air tanks instead of metal ones, so they designed and donated a plastic tank for FRC. Other new items include color sensors and donated parts from IGUS, Ruland, and Triangle Manufacturing. New this year, First Choice ordering opened to registered and paid teams on December 10th.
The virtual kit is also growing. We have product donation vouchers in the kit again. Most of the voucher codes are in TIMS. Just like First Choice, a majority of these vouchers were available to teams on December 10th.
For the first time, there are 3 distinct legal motor controllers for FRC: the Jaguar, Victor, and the new Talon. The Talon comes from Cross the Road Electronics, and a limited number were donated to First Choice. It has the smallest footprint, and it's sealed.
The Victor and Jaguar are available this year from Innovation First. The Victors have been in FRC the longest, but have been upgraded this year to have a more linear response. The Jaguars are CAN capable, and the boards inside are now conformal coated. You didn't receive any motor controller in the black tote. Instead, you received a voucher that will allow you to choose 2 Victors or Jaguars from Innovation First.
We are excited to offer 2 different types of simulations this year. Diamond Bullet Studios is back with the virtual version of the 2013 game. National Instruments has developed a C-RIO simulator to help programmers develop and test code. No more waiting until week 6 to test your code.
For more information on the kit, please visit the Kit of Parts homepage.
Good luck, teams.